because this is just goofy. You are officially a very goofy man, Brigitte. But I got to give it to you. You've definitely got Anyways, I am floored. Are you floored? Because this is just goofy. You are officially a very goofy man, Brigitte. But I got to give it to you. You've definitely got fire everybody around you. And I mean literally everyone around you who told you that this was a good idea, that this was a very good idea for you to be the first sitting first lady of a country to file a lawsuit against a journalist of another country.
I think that President Macron is going to have a very difficult time with this libel suit. And the reason for that is really simple. Under US law, public officials are required to prove actual malice, knowledge of falsity, reckless disregard for the truth. In his lengthy complaint, he has certainly alleged that on the part of this podcaster. But I think he's also probably not giving enough deference to the fact that courts in the United States grant broad discretion to individuals to comment on public officials. I think that Mr. Clare's complaint that he's prepared on behalf of Macron spends a lot of time talking about the motivation of this podcaster, talks about monetizing this narrative, making a profit off of it, and trying to suggest that that was a huge inducement to continue to pursue a story even after she had been told that it wasn't true. This is a tricky claim to make because there are many court rulings that have said that just because a publisher is in a commercial business, a for-profit business, doesn't mean that what they're doing is suspect simply because of that. In a capitalist society, we're in the media business to make money for the most part. And if that were the basis for claiming actual malice, then everybody would be out of business. And they've made a lot of claims about damages in terms of the ability to engage in future business dealings and so forth. But I would say that that is probably somewhat speculative. So in the absence of a clear showing of damages, I think a court would be very skeptical about the actual malice claim. What the complaint is trying to do is build the case that this is not an instance of somebody who accidentally overlooked a piece of information that would contradict what they were going to say, that in other words, that they acted negligently, but that it was done quite deliberately with knowledge that it was not true and having repeatedly denied any kind of response when the Macrons challenged the story that she was telling. At least that's what the complaint says.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.